Hi students, welcome to the classes of the paper Wireless and Ad Hoc Networks. In the last class, we have introduced mobile phone or cell phone and its technology. And we have already seen the generations of wireless mobile systems and its comparison to. We observed that as the time passes, the technology is growing. Now let us continue our class with cellular geometry. There are only certain patterns of cells which can be repeated over planar: the regular hexagon, the square, the circle, and the triangle. The regular hexagon is favored by the designers due to several reasons, which are: first, it provides best approximation to the circular omnidirectional radio patterns achieved in practice. Second, it is more economical to use since a hexagonal layout requires fewer cells and hence fewer stations. Third, it combines ease of geometry with the practical realization of overlapping circles. Fourth, for a given distance between the center of a polygon and its farthest perimeter points, the hexagon has the largest area and it almost approximates a circular radiation pattern. Now let us look at the screen. First, we set the radius of a circle to cover the area of a base station. Later, it is approximated as hexagonal. Thereafter, each hexagonal is divided into multiple hexagonals. That is, it shows circle to hexagonal cell shape approximation. The cellular concept is considered because of the limitations of conventional mobile radio systems. Some of those are: first, high power transmitters were used to cover larger area. Second, inefficient use of allocated radio spectrum. Third, if a user leaves the coverage area, they had to reinitiate the call on a different frequency channel. Now look at the screen. Those are two areas which are covered under base station A and base station B respectively. But there is an area which is not covered by both base station A and base station B. This is an dropped call area and the user has to re-establish the call. This problem comes in the conventional mobile radio system. Another issue in cellular concept is frequency reuse. It refers to the use of radio channels on the same carrier frequency to cover different areas that are separated from one another by sufficient distances. Since the users in different geographical areas, cells may simultaneously use the same frequency, this technique maximizes the number of mobile phones served in a given geographical area and spectrum efficiency. Now let's have an illustration of cellular frequency reuse. On the screen, we see that there is a cluster of 7 cells. If we take 3 such instances and if those 3 are arranged as shown on the screen, then the cells A can use the same set of carrier frequencies. Now we look at the one important concept under cellular concept is handoff. Mobile users by definition are mobile. That is, they can move around while using the phone. Hence, the network should be able to provide to them continuous access as they move. This will not be a problem if the user is moving within the same cell. But when the user moves from one cell to another, a handoff is required. Handoff is the process of transferring an active call from one cell to another as the mobile unit moves from the first cell to the other without disconnecting the call. When the mobile moves into a different cell while the call is in progress, the mobile switching center automatically transfers the call to a new channel belonging to the new base station as it is shown on the screen. Now we want to look for the types of handoff. There are broadly categorized into two types: hard handoff and soft handoff. Hard handoff is also called as break before make. It means the connection to the old base station is broken before a connection to the new base station is made. This can be of two types: intracellular handoff and intercellular handoff. Intracellular handoff means when the handoff is made within the currently serving cell. Intercellular handoff means when the handoff is made from one cell to the another. Soft handoff is also called as make before break. It means the connection to the old base station is not broken until the connection to the new base station is made. Handoff strategies. Mobility in network is managed by two different handoff strategies: horizontal handoff and vertical handoff. Horizontal handoff means if the handoff is between two network access points or base stations that use the same wireless network access technology. Vertical handoff means if the handoff is between two network access points or base stations that use the different wireless network access technology. Now we look for cell splitting. It is the process of dividing the radio coverage of a cell site into two or more new cell sites. Cell splitting is performed to provide additional capacity within the region of the original cell site by increasing the number of base stations. On the screen, there are large cells and small cells. The large cells has low user capacity and the small cells has high user capacity. So it looks that smaller cells are better to equip more users than larger cells. Now we want to see the principle of operation of cellular mobile system. The most common example of a cellular network is a mobile phone network. Mobile phone networks use cells because radio frequencies are limited, shared resource. Cell sites and handsets change frequency under computer control and use low power transmitters so that a limited number of radio frequencies can be simultaneously used by many callers with less interference. A cellular network is formed by connecting the following components: mobile station, base station, mobile switching center, base station controller, public switched telephone network. On the screen, we see that the mobile stations are connected to base stations and base stations are connected to base station controller. All base station controllers are connected to mobile switching center. The mobile switching center is connected to internet through public switched telephone network. This is the way the cellular network is operated. When a base station is considered and mobile devices can be connected to the base station, the mobile devices can have two channels with the base station: uplink channel and downlink channel. Uplink channel is also called as reverse channel. Downlink channel is also called as forward channel. Mobile station forwards at 825.03 MHz and base station transmits at 870.03 MHz. Channel separation is 45 MHz and each voice channel has a 30 kHz bandwidth. Now we want to see what are the various types of communication. The various types of mobile communication systems in use today are simplex communication, half duplex communication, and full duplex communication. Cell phones uses full duplex communication using frequency division duplexing (FDD) and time division duplexing (TDD. Simultaneous two-way communication can be established. The slide shows how communication can be made with FDD and TDD between user's device and the base station. In FDD, there are separate channels for forward and reverse channels, whereas in TDD, the same channel is used but divided into slots and are allocated in alternatively for forward and reverse channels. Operation of one mobile phone, placing a call to another mobile phone involving two steps. First, initialization of mobile system. Second, establishment of a call. Operation that takes place when a mobile station receives an incoming call involves mobile stations continuously scan the forward control channel for paging signals from base stations. Paging signal informs the mobile phone that it has a call coming in and should prepare the setup to receive it. This is the operation of one mobile phone placing a call to another mobile phone. Many of the topics which are covered so far, the topics which are covered in this class are cellular geometry or cell shape, limitations of conventional mobile radio systems, frequency reuse, handoff and its types, cell splitting, principle of operation of a cellular mobile system, and call transfer operation from one mobile phone to another mobile phone. Let's stop this class and we will discuss the rest of the topics in the next class. Thank you.